an example for a couple of weeks ago where I have made an offer to a client regarding a data privacy assessment and an implementation program. This was coming basically from the global group, from the global team, and top down. And to the local organization, when I've met with the client, he said, Mohamed, please let us finish this operation very, very quickly because, I have operations to fill in. I don't care about this data privacy work, and I don't like your offer. Basically, it's a cost for me. So there are sometimes we face some reluctancy from clients here and there who don't see the value of it, don't see the value of investing on it, because of course data privacy advisors are not probably the cheapest advice all over the market sometimes, which we understand. It's an expertise, it needs to be correctly paid. So in these kind of challenges for the lawyers, it's not always easy to convince or to get the client on board or think like that. Sally, what do you think about all these kind of challenges, all this kind of sometimes the lack of understanding of a client, and how would you react on you're too high in terms of fees? I know you're high.
I wish. Interesting question, because in this, like you say, AI tools, artificial intelligence, everything is technology driven, everything is machine driven. How I would actually think that it's difficult to say, because everything that you input the data, because it's going to be generated data, it's going to be machinery driven data. So you'll see, for example, when you click on a link and you see a privacy notice and it says accept or do not accept. And you'll just hit accept because you want to get to the next page. But if you hit I don't accept, it's not going to take you onto the next page. So often we were talking about breaches and how easily it can be done. Everyone's human. Everyone makes mistakes. I don't believe artificial intelligence is good as a human being. It's absolutely not. I'm very old school in that sense. But breaches can happen, and companies do need to think ahead of, okay, if I do breach, like Islam said, you've got hefty fines here, the penalties are high. In the GDPR in Europe, it's absolutely a fine. Here it's a prison sentence. So I would definitely say to companies, you may not think about it right now, but go away, sleep on it, and see if you are going to be generating data and how important that data is. Can your company cannot function without this data? And you have to implement policies to have rigorous policies. Now we're going into an era where there's AI. Governments are going to be heavily regulating data. So in the sense that it comes part of your routine to think about that data. So companies are going to have to think about how they're going to implement that data. It may be costly in the beginning, but it's going to save you long term. You may want to do that now, you may want to do it later, but then if you're going to do it later, then you'll have to bear the consequences. So I'd say as early on as you can think about it, make it part of your business plan and make sure you do it, because if you don't, then you will suffer later. And it's easily done. And it's not that difficult if you read the regulations and you employ the right people or you get the right resources in. It's very easy at the beginning.